loves. I hope everybody's doing well. So we are going to take a look and see what changes are ahead. This is going to be in a 30-day time frame. So over the next month, starting now. I know this is a very prominent month. We're in December, fixing to go into the new year. So I wanted to put a reading out like this and kind of see where it takes us. So we're going to use this is a different deck. I haven't used it in quite some time. It's called the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracles. And the cards are a little peculiar, to say the least. But we're going to give these a quick shuffle. And I'm going to pull these cards out. While I'm shuffling, I wanted to say real quick, I am making a few changes over the next few months just to accommodate the holidays and me being at home with my kids and all the activities and things that they have going on. So that's going to affect my personal readings. It's also going to affect some things here on the channel. So if you want to know about any of that stuff, it's going to be down below. There's going to be a link to it. I'll send you right over there, but I'll post, pretty periodically and keep y'all updated over there on my community page. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, so pile 1, pile 2, I'll turn all these over once I get them out. Pile 3 and pile 4. Okay, so pile 1, y'all have number 29, here's your do-over. Okay. Pile 2, y'all have number 30, take action. Okay. Pile 3, y'all have 23, restore innocence. Pile 4, y'all have 41, allow anger. Okay. All right, guys, so that's that. There's going to be a little bit of a meditation after the intro if you want to pause it right there. Make sure that you definitely set your intentions. Also, make sure that you are understanding the fact that these are, general readings. Not everything's going to fit to the story. Don't try to make it or force it into your story. If you start to feel like you're having a hard time trying to figure out where that is or who that is or where that goes, it's probably not your story. But it could be somebody's story around you. That's why it may sound kind of familiar. So keep that in mind. We can always get messages for, someone close to us that we can share for advice or just getting some kind of insight there. But most importantly, keep in mind that you are in control of this reading, so you have the ability to click off at any time if it starts to make you feel any kind of way. We're not here for that. Tarot's supposed to be for, self-care and advancing or leveling up or looking into what you need to do for yourself, particularly in these readings. It should be helping to clarify things that you already know, your intuition's already picking up on, but still maybe a little bit fuzzy. So keep that in mind as well. These are predictable readings, so that doesn't mean this is exactly how everything's going to play out, but this is kind of a heads up from Spirit, so you know what's coming and what you need to know for your highest good as far as what that is. Okay, so if all that made sense, I feel like I went embellished on that a little bit too much, but thanks for those of y'all that listened to that. And timestamps for everything will be down below, and I will see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose number 29, here's your do-over. So we're talking about what it is that is going to be changing for you in the next 30 days. Now, this unusual looking creature that you see is called a chimera. Now, this is pronounced differently depending on the language, and chimera is what I'm going with because it's the one thing that I feel like I can say, okay? And I don't want to butcher that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you one thing before we get started, and it's the message that's in the book. And I think that this is really important because of what it says. It's going to help you to understand the chimera. It's going to help you to understand like where this reading is going to be going as far as these changes, because this is going to set the mood for the reading. This is going to be the overall energy, right? Now, real quick before we get started, the definition of this is also a thing that is hoped or wished for but in fact is illusionary or impossible to achieve. Which do-over, so this is something that you may be feeling could be impossible, and a possible opportunity or a possible chance in some sense that's coming up. Number 11, which is 2911, is Aquarius energy, which is the 11th house. Could also talk about goals. So this could have something to do with a goal that you have in mind, a desire that you have in mind, something that you're wanting to achieve. Okay, a do-over. Failure is a chimera, part beast and part blessing. It lurks just beyond our greatest plans, terrifying us. But when we're willing to fail, the toothsome chimera can become our ally. When we dare to befriend what we fear most, we become resilient, fierce. When failure threatens to overcome you, it tries to convince you that you're dying, but it's lying. Your soul is forged of lightning and stardust, and it cannot be destroyed. But only you can prove this truth to yourself by getting back up after failure. Insist on remembering who you are and what you are really made of. There's magic in the wake of a fiasco, and failure gifts you with a chance to refine your plans. Any plan that leads astray shows us how to find a better way. When we embrace failure, we tame the beast that once terrified us. Yeah, it's like when you do it the second time, it's not so bad. It's like when you jump off the cliff, right? And they have that, you see in movies and stuff, and, I've done it before when I was a kid. Where I live, there's a big lake, and there's a lot of cliffs out there. And there's someone at my house. It's just the mailman. It's okay. Just the mailman. So there's this idea of jumping off the cliff, and if you could just do it that one time, then the second time it just gets easier and easier, and then you don't have any fear anymore. It gets fun. So there's this idea of something not working out for you in the way that you wanted it to, and I feel like in these next 30 days, what's changing is the way that you're approaching this now or seeing this. You're going to get some kind of do-over here, but doing it a different way is important. And you're going to find that you have more confidence and less fear going into it because you've already experienced so much. But you may not know that right now. You have to convince yourself of this before you kind of go into this. Because I feel like this is, like it says, it's something that's going to be up to you. But you're the only one that can prove this to yourself. So you're the one that has to get back up after the failure. And I think that you're going to be doing that. That's why this reading's coming out. Okay. I hope all that just made sense. And I'm going to get some Sacred Destiny. Hold on just a minute now. Sacred Destiny oracles. And we're going to get some Moonology messages. A few more oracles. And we'll get in the tarot. I don't know why. I feel like using some oracles today more than the tarot. So that's what I'm going to do. Tell me about the next 30 days. What does pile 1 need to know about the changes that are coming in the next 30 days? Okay, so we have enlightenment. So you're going to be enlightened here. That sail ship can be like moving to a better place, moving to a calmer place, moving to calmer waters. We also have accept responsibility. The moon's reflection. So this is about reflecting on yourself, reflecting on where you are, reflecting on taking responsibility for the choices that you've made. Just like when you have to get back up, you have to think about, okay, what did I do wrong in the situation? How did I end up here? Because if you don't look at that, then you're not gonna learn from what happened. You're just gonna keep repeating the same thing. So there's this idea of taking responsibility as a way to get back up. Yes, I did do that. Yes, I shouldn't have done that. Or yes, I did that wrong. Or yes, I should have known better. That kind of thing is there. You're kind of giving yourself a little bit of grace, too, with that. for being human, for making mistakes, but it's important to take responsibility or accept the responsibility now, moving forward. Let's get some different oracles. I'm looking for the ones I want to use. Here they are. The answer oracles. So I use oracles different in every pile. Something I've just been doing. Just to whatever I feel called. So if you see different oracles in the other piles, that's why. These will always be used though. We have love, appreciation, fondness, respect, and trust. We have speeding. Look at the hands. Look at the reflective kind of imagery that we're going with here. Surge, flow, addiction, and bail. Yeah. This could have to do with like rushing into something. Like, this could be anything, so I'm going to try to keep this pretty general. Of course, we do have love on the table, but that always happens. I feel like this could be in other areas, though. This is just when this has to do with taking responsibility with your emotions and rushing into certain things, like how your emotions cause you maybe to rush in certain situations and certain things. And this is like a wake-up call. You remember, we have enlightenment here. So you're being enlightened to something that you've done or something that you do that has some kind of causes some sort of chaos perhaps, or like some damage that has been caused. You know, in general, you're just taking responsibility for some things. And you want to have a do-over here, and you're waking up to what you've done, and I think that you get a chance to do something differently. So this is about you being back in the driver's seat, taking control here. There's something to do here with the warning too, like there's this energy here of needing to slow down. And that could be part of the lesson that you've learned, you know, moving forward. We have treatment. Healing, comfort, surgery, and repair. So some of you, this has to do with your health, like needing to take some time to yourself, needing to slow down and focus on your health, focus on yourself. You know, this energy here of rush, 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 go, go, go. And something is going to give you some sort of a wake-up call about this. So let's start there. I do feel like that there's going to be a trigger that starts all this off. You're going to be enlightened to something. It could have to do with, you know, something about your health, of course, but I don't feel like it's anything huge, by the way. So I don't want y'all to be worried or fearful of that in any way. It's just something that says, hey, pay attention, you know. So there's something like that that's going to take place or that's going to happen or go on. For some of y'all, this has been a long-term kind of thing. Like you've been kind of realizing over time how your choices or some actions, or you're just taking responsibility for certain areas. Not saying you're all at fault, just you're taking your part, you know, and you're reflecting on that, and you're understanding like how maybe you rush into things, you let your emotions kind of control you in some way and get the better of you in some sense. And this is like a wake-up call here. Now you have treatment. So whatever it is, this next 30 days, you're going to go into some sort of recovery, some sort of healing, some sort of repair. You know, there's going to be this repairing phase that takes place. So let's see what's going to happen in that phase. And I'm going to use a brand new deck I'm really excited about. It's called the Cute Cat Tarot. And look, well, I mean, you can't really tell because the deck's all scrambled, but the sides of it have little stars on them. You just can't see it very well now. Okay. You are going to love this deck. No, I'm not promoting it. I just like it. It's new. I'm excited about it. Okay. Cute cat tarot. Okay. I'm going to be honest, I do feel like that y'all are fixing to go up a hill. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like this is going to be an easy task. This feels more like you have to put some significant effort into this. Like, it's going to give you, it's not going to be like the easiest thing to do, but it's also, I feel like, really important because it can change, it can cause a lot of good changes. Tell me what this is. What is this about? Tell me about the next 30 days. This is the changes that are going to take place for Pile 1. Page of Wands. There's the message. 6 of Pentacles. The 9 of Wands. Yeah, this is exactly what I just said. You're going to get some kind of message, some kind of something. We'll get a clarifier for that to see if it'll tell us anymore. But it's something that's good. It's like, yeah, it is something that's good. I can say that. It's something to be happy about. I do feel like it has to do with this do-over, this second chance, or whatever this is. There's somebody here that's being generous with you. There's somebody here that's giving to you in some way, giving you some sort of opportunity, giving you a chance to balance things out, giving to you maybe financially. There's this energy of, like, that's the do-over there. This is the message. This is where you're getting another opportunity. But the 9 of Wands is here because it's exactly what I said. And this card here also says this. This is about resilience. This is going to take some grit. Something else it says. And this may be something to do with you're going to do this. You're going to take this battle on your own. Like, this feels like something that you're, like that card says, you're going to have to be the one to pick yourself up here. And it's not going to be an easy task, but you know what you're getting into. You also know how it could, obviously you wouldn't do anything that was challenging if you didn't know that the goal wouldn't be worth it. So the 6 of Cups is here. Some of y'all, this has to do with a soulmate energy. This is about healing, that 6 of Cups, and you have that treatment that's here. So this is definitely healing, you healing the situation, getting better, things getting better. The 4 of Wands. This has to do with the home situation, okay? It could be about community. Number 11, you have Aquarius there. The 11th house is about social, your social life. Community is part of that. But this is about having a home, having something to celebrate. For some of you, this could have to do with healing a foundation or a situation or a relationship, family, community. There's history here with this. This do-over, there's history here. Why is Page of Wands? There's more history here. The 7 of Pentacles, this is somebody that you're going to get some kind of message here on somebody that is patiently waiting. Someone that has either been waiting, patiently waiting, or it's someone that's been preserving the time and energy that they have spent or put into something. This can also be like you getting a message of you still having some time, right? Like your hard work has not been unseen. It's that kind of feeling that's there. Somebody recognizes you, okay? Somebody recognizes some things that are valuable, some things that are important here, and they're in an energy of being patient and giving some time. 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, look at that. Ace of Pentacles. So this is the opportunity that you're going to be getting to balance a situation out. Now let's see what the difficulty of this is. The 9 of Wands. The High Priestess. Oh. What the hard part of this is going to be is that voice inside your head. It's that little voice inside your head. That's going to be the hardest part of everything. And I also feel like for some of you, it has to do with, especially for those of you where you let your emotions kind of, get carried away in some kind of way. And you're trying to get control of that in the situation. This is going to definitely, there's some things here that you're going to know, or you're going to have to like keep to yourself. This feels like pick your battles kind of feeling. Or, the Nine of Wands is about knowing how difficult something is. And this High Priestess is about, but listening to yourself about it being worth it, but listening to yourself about that you are strong and that you're resilient and that you can do this. This feels like you're having to pep talk yourself. That's what this feels like. Pisces energy. It's going to be difficult because I feel like for some of you may have to block a lot of things out that are like unnecessary confusion or unnecessary thinking. I just heard don't spend time on negative thoughts. So that could be part of what makes this so difficult. I want to say it again. It's not going to be an easy task. I feel like this has a lot more to do with in your head though than it does actually physically. So if that helps. This is a mental battle that's going on here. Why is that Six of Cups here? This is also about knowing that something has been this way. So for some of you are different timelines of whatever this is for you. And for some of you, you've been already going through this battle, fighting this battle of being in a place where you're trying to resist those thoughts. You're trying to resist those, your intuition and where you're being called, in a way. The Ace of Swords. This is seeing something clearly. So this is a breakthrough. This is the breakthrough. This is the enlightenment. And it's the Six of Cups. So it's seeing someone clearly, seeing the past clearly, seeing the situation clearly. Seeing someone clearly. What about the Four of Wands? The Six of Swords. See all the sixes that are here? Six is actually, to me, is about healing, and you do have treatment here at the bottom. So this is about getting to a calmer place, and we talked about that. Look, you have the ship there, that enlightenment, getting to a calmer place. I said, it's one of the things I said in the beginning. And you have the ship here. Look, that's crazy. Yes. The Six of Swords. Did I say Six of Wands? Anyway. Six of Swords, normally, you don't see a lot of them in the position that he's in. Usually they have their back turned. They're going this direction, normally. But I thought it was strange on this one because it's headed that way. And I was thinking, this has something to do with the past energy, but we are talking about a do-over. But then, look, in this Six of Swords, he's facing the same direction. He's going towards the same direction. Which this Six of Cups is that past energy. So having some kind of truth or clarity about the past is what's going to help you to be able to make peace and get to a calmer place. And I think that's what the most significant change is. Yes, this is going to be difficult because... Give me some more information about the High Priestess, please. The Sun. So this is going to sound weird, but I feel like the most difficult part of this is seeing things clearly and understanding what the truth is. And I think it kind of just depends on what you want to see. Now, what you want to believe, This has to do with the confidence in yourself, having confidence in yourself that you can get through something, that you believe in yourself, that you can overcome these emotions or this challenge or these feelings or the situation, as difficult as it is. What's the truth? The King of Wands. So either this has to do with you playing a different part, something that you... This is the responsibility, isn't it? So either this is someone or this is you, but this is taking ownership and in the past and the truth around that. This is what changes everything. It has to do with you. This is Leo. There's double Leo actually here. Can be Aries or Sagittarius though. Why is the Six of Swords here? So somebody's taking the lead. Could be you, obviously. In the truth of the past. Taking responsibility for that or taking the lead in that in order to get to a calmer place. What's difficult is keeping things to yourself here. Or listening to that inner voice. Because, I don't know, there's something to do with reaction here that could be part of this. You have a King of Pentacles here now. This is definitely coming together and getting to a calmer place. This has to do with seeing someone like as safe. This can also be about your abundance, you know, your commitment to getting to a calmer place when it comes to a foundation, when it comes to a home, when it comes to stability in some way. Your commitment to that, or someone's commitment to that. What's going to happen here moving forward? The Five of Wands, okay. I was sitting here thinking about what's going to happen moving forward, but the Page of Wands with the Seven of Pentacles, I was wondering how this message or this conversation or this enlightenment, insight that you get is going to kind of take place. You have a Five of Wands, so this actually may start with conflict, unfortunately. That's just what's coming out. It may start as a conflict. But I mean, if there isn't really any conflict, then you're not really getting anywhere. You know, either you're just saying, well, whatever. I mean, conflict, there's, as long as you get to a resolution, conflict, there can be healthy conflict. So let's look at that. Okay, the Fool's here. There's the taking a leap, taking a risk. Yeah. Okay, so part of this is a message, and the message, within the information that you get or you're giving or whatever, there is going to be this risk of facing conflict, right? You're taking a risk because anytime you're bringing up issues with a situation or something or whatever, in order for you to gain something out of it, sometimes the conflict has to be there. Without conflict, you wouldn't have resolution. Without resolution, we wouldn't be able to understand each other, you know, the same way. So healthy conflict, we see. So you're taking a risk on this conflict, though, because conflict is conflict. It can either go one way or the other, you know. So this is like hoping for the best as you're moving forward here. Or someone's hoping for that. It's Aries energy. Tell me what's going to happen here now moving. Okay. These fell on the floor. It's they're all in reverse too, which is strange, but Six of Wands in the reverse, Knight of Swords in the reverse, Queen of Swords in the reverse, and the Lovers in reverse. Huh. Somebody's not acknowledging something here, though. Knight of Swords in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Lovers. Someone's not talking about or acknowledging something here. It could have to do with a relationship with the Lovers being here. Somebody has Yeah. Look what I'm going to read to y'all what some of this stuff says, okay? Because it's making sense. The Knight of Swords in reverse. Disregard of the consequences here. And you have the Queen of Swords in reverse, which is like, you know, someone that's bitter, someone that's gone cold here. And then you have this loss or disharmony within the relationship or the connection. This is something I feel like either someone's not disclosing or wanting to recognize or wanting to talk about this, or this is something that has happened to someone else that someone doesn't want to talk about or disclose. That's not everybody's message. What's this? The Nine of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So what has come out of this is someone's changed the way that they see themselves or see their value or their worth. Okay. Whatever that was for. Tell me what's going to happen now moving forward. Let's just get a few more and we'll get some other cards to close. We have Nine of Cups. Page of Pentacles. Two of Wands, the Empress, and Death. Wow. Well, the path forward does change. I can tell you that. I do feel like this risk does pay off. You know, you are satisfied with it. You get what you wanted out of this, at least. There is this new beginning that's here with that Page of Pentacles. The Two of Wands is about making plans for the future. But you have this Empress and Death here. So this is a cycle that's going to be, if this feels like a, yes, this is a do-over, this feels like a cycle that's going to be shifting or changing. Because for some of you, there could be some kind of dependency here that's ending or changing. Or there's this, I don't want to say this. This could be a lot of different things. I can say that. With this being the Empress, that's usually the mother, the spouse, or the wife, the caregiver, the patriarch. You know, she's all the queens in one. Or it's about being reliable or being receptive or being depended upon, you know, or however you want to say that. With Death here, these are some things that are going to be changing here. So this is not... This receptiveness is no longer going to be the same, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I'm trying to sum it up for everyone's story of this. This is also about give me a card for that real quick before I say it. You have Taurus and Libra and Scorpio here. Yeah, Six of Wands in reverse. And you have the Hanged Man here. Okay, so your perspective of something is going to be shifting. And I do feel like there's a cycle that's closing out and a whole new cycle that's going to take place. There's definitely some plans that are being made, or there's a difficult decision that's being made. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah. I do feel like this, I don't know, this involves some sort of sacrifice. Okay. Some sort of either like being stuck here, because both of these cards are about being stuck, recognizing, changing their perspective, being stuck in a situation. I don't know why I don't feel like this is your energy. Something's going on here, okay? And it's another part to all of this. In some way it's connected. I don't know how it's connected, but it is. I'm trying to figure it out. It's just not telling me. It's just saying that your perspective of that situation is going to change somehow. That's all it's going to tell me. And there's a stuck energy around this too. I do feel like with these major arcana here, this is definitely something that is out of your control in whatever way. But there are some plans that are being made around this. And it is kind of a difficult decision or plan. But I feel like it's also somebody that was already thinking about this. And then now you have the Ten of Wands. So this is like, again, responsibilities, being stuck, or this weight that someone's carrying here. I can't sit on this any longer. I'll just keep repeating myself for what I can. And you have a Queen of Wands at the bottom. Be careful of this too, because if this isn't your energy, this can be like someone expressing what their plans are. And I want to say, if this actually doesn't have to do or won't affect you directly, try to avoid getting too far into this. So either this is your drama or somebody else's stuff. And I'm just saying, like, you can be there, but be distant from this situation. I don't know why that is, but there's something to do with be non-judgmental and don't get too overly involved in whatever this is. Someone's kind of stuck here with responsibility. Don't let this burden be your burden, is what I want to say, okay? Does that make sense? Yeah, you have a King and Queen of Wands here, by the way. And the Three of Pentacles. There is some kind of working together, commitment, teamwork, effort, building. Like, there you have the Empress and the Emperor now both out, with the Queen of Cups under that and Temperance. There's Justice. I love seeing Justice. So this is like Justice playing out, so that's a good thing for y'all. Temperance is everything kind of balancing, finding that middle path. That's a great way to put it. You have a Queen of Cups with the Emperor here, so this is taking control of your emotional self. Someone else being in control of their emotional self, working together. And then there's this feeling good again, you know, feeling strong again, feeling good again, feeling confident again. That's here. So with that, a lot of things can change, right? With that kind of feeling. Okay, so let's get some overall message of advice, and then I'll let y'all go. I'm looking for, there it is, cards I want to use. I'm going to get what am I going to get? I don't know, you guys. I don't know yet. I want to get an affirmator, actually. Let's do that. Okay, so what advice can you give Paul 1 here about this? Sagittarius, Aries, Leo's here. But, I mean, this, I feel like, gives you back your desire and your fire. So that's why that's relevant. We have, yeah, balance and pay attention. See, Belle? Pay attention, balance. Don't rush into anything here. Splurge or something like that, right? Juggling too many things at once. Find time for yourself. Good God Almighty. I mentioned that earlier in the beginning of the reading, but pay attention, look out for the signs from the divine, acknowledge the red flags. So this has to do with acknowledging those red flags within yourself or the situation or whatever it is. Whatever this is for y'all. Recognition is here. Admiration for your hard work is coming. It has not gone unnoticed. You may have been feeling like your hard work has gone unnoticed. This could even be like the work that you put in yourself. It isn't? Okay. Let it go. I'm not going to sing. We have number 18 here. The situation no longer serves you. Allow me to sever your energetic connections to the past so that you can embrace the future. Now, that's what this reading is about in the next 30 days. There's something here that you're going to be able to make peace with and move forward from, which is going to give you that sense of confidence and that overall, fire kind of back, where it's going to make you feel good about yourself, feel good about the situation, feel better. And it's going to help you to be able to move on. And there's going to be a lot of changes that are going to come along with that. And some of that has to do with taking responsibility, but some of it just has to do with the situation that you're going to be in. There's going to be a lot of changes that are going to take place, and you're going to be able to let go of the past and start now focusing just on the future, which I feel like is a really good thing. Okay. Especially being, December and January, right? Of course, this is timeless reading, so you can be hearing this whenever. Okay. This reminds me of the Matrix, but the white pill or the red pill here. And which one is it that you want to take? Because this is kind of what this is insinuating. You can get back up and get back on that horse, or you can just stay on the ground, but you have to boost yourself up to do that. You're the one that has to make that decision. So which direction do you want to take? Don't worry about things that you can't control. Yeah, that's the thing. You try to analyze the situation before going into it. Protect yourself. Protect your ego going into it, so that there's not this, you don't look like a fool. That's what the fool is about. You don't want to look like a fool, but you have to understand that, like, when you want something or when you need something or when you're going somewhere, it's up to you to get to there. And if you can't express what you need or express what it is that you want, you're not going to get very far. Sometimes you have to be able to express yourself, and then the rest is up to whoever, as long as you feel like you're doing the right thing. I think that's what I'm kind of leaning towards here. We have map, so traveling or distance could be relevant. We have C, W, N, N, O, Q. Okay. All right, guys. Pam is there, of course. Man is there. Pan. Peter Pan. Time to grow up. Kind of feeling. Okay. Not y'all, but, somebody. It was in the bowl, so there you go. Thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks for all your love and support. I really hope this helps. Good luck, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 2. So if you chose number 30, take action. Okay? So take some action. Okay, so I'm actually, because I did it in pile 1, because I couldn't help myself, I had to figure out what that creature that was on pile 1 was all about. I decided to go ahead and read from the book, because these messages are awesome. Okay, so this is going to set the mood for the reading. We're talking about what's going to happen in the next 30 days. You'll actually have the number 30 here, so that's kind of crazy. Also, the fact that 3 is about expansion and growth, and we're talking about taking action. So taking action in order to expand, in order to grow. All right, this says, this is your call to take action. The time of contemplation has passed. You already know what to do. You are now required to take that leap of faith and put your energies into motion. While it is unwise to take action before an idea or a project has fully marinated, too often we don't trust ourselves and act enough to act. But as the famous poet once said, boneless. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just said it wrong, I promise. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Why was that so hard for me to say? Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. The moment that you put your energy behind an idea, you started to transform the process. This is the creation itself. Mighty forces, often unseen, will move on your behalf. Do not hesitate. Put your brave boots on and be the girl who decides, or guy, who decides to go for it. Leap and the net will appear, or you'll grow wings on the way down. Either way, jump. What's that line in Ever After? She tells, she's talking to Da Vinci, and she says something about we're like a bird in a, what is it? We're like a bird in a frog, we may love each other, but where will we live? That kind of thing. And he says, well, then I'll have to make you wings. And I don't know why that is what popped in my head, but that line popped in my head when I was reading this part down here. You'll grow wings on the way down. So taking a leap like the frog, but okay, this is gonna be interesting. I can already feel it. Okay, so let's get some. We're gonna start off with the Moonology messages and the Sacred Destiny cards. So sorry guys, I had to pause because I had a package. Okay. So these are Moonology messages. Give me a card here for what is the change. What are the changes that are coming for pile 2 in the next 30 days? What are some changes here? Come here. It doesn't want to let me hold it. Do nothing. You have void moon here. You go from take action to do nothing, huh? You could just do nothing. Okay. This isn't going to be hard at all. Let's see what else we have. Sacred Destiny Oracles. Okay, please explain. Get me some help here. What else? What are the changes that are coming in? So maybe you've been in this place here, where you've been not doing anything and you're needing to take action. We have abundance here. So this might have to do with your abundance, your own abundance. Of course, you need to take action towards that. So we're going to get a few oracles to include into this. And dare I? I want to get the what's the tea, but I'm a little bit scared. I'm not going to lie. We're going for it, though. Do nothing in abundance. Okay. Take action. Do nothing in abundance. What is going on here? What are these changes that are coming to pile 2 the next 30 days? What are the changes? Thief. Giving money. And dust it off. Bottom of the deck says moving. Okay, so what an interesting reading. The things that are coming to my mind at this time. We are going to use the Daydreaming Tarot to get started, but I'm going to talk about what I'm seeing so far. So what we're focused in on is taking action in a situation, right? This is what's going to cause the changes, what needs to happen, whatever, in the next 30 days for you, has to involve you taking some sort of action. I mean, or someone taking action. This may not be you either. So keep that in mind. Roles can be switched, things like that in these readings. But with do nothing here, void moon, I do feel like that you're in a position to where you're like, maybe you've been contemplating taking action here, but you haven't been doing anything. You haven't been going anywhere. Maybe you've been sitting here focusing on your abundance. There's this feeling here of not letting something phase you. So moving on from something here. Maybe it's a spiritual hater that you're moving, or a stalker even. There's somebody here that could be stealing your ideas and copies your work, duplicates, feeds off of you. So there's energy vampire here in some kind of way, shape, or form that may be kind of watching you or keeping tabs on you or something like that. I feel like there may be somebody here that doesn't have your best interest or didn't. And this is something that you're moving on from. You're just in the next 30 days, you're going to be in the process of maybe you aren't doing anything, maybe there is no action that you can take here. This could be somebody that stole from you. You have thief and giving money and dust it off. So I don't feel like you're getting a resolution or the one that you deserve in the situation. And I feel like this may be something that you're just finally moving on from, like you're just getting over it and moving on from it with dust it off. I think it has to do with you understanding that no action may be action, if that makes sense. Letting it go. Yeah, there's this fear around letting something go. And are you saying it's okay just because you let it go? Because it's not. This has more to do with you getting past that fear. Someone may have taken from you, robbed, lost, thief, physical or emotional, with giving money and dusted off. I just feel like that she's in this meditation mode here with do nothing and abundance. I just feel like you've been kind of working on your abundance in some way. You've had to kind of sit in solitude or make peace with this, And I feel like what's changing here moving forward is you moving on from this. Completely moving on from it. You ever have something happen in somebody's life and then later on you think, golly, how do you get over something like that, That's crazy. How do you get over it? Well, it's not like that person just got up the next day and was over it. They probably spent a long time getting over it. And I think that you're just on the further end of it, to where you're able now to kind of just dust it off, not wanting to take any kind of action here, really. Not being afraid to take no action, just kind of letting it go. You may feel like you don't have a choice either. But I feel like what you're doing here is some of you may be compartmentalizing this. So in order to kind of survive through it. But I feel like most of y'all are you're on the far end of moving on from this and accepting the situation, because I do feel like you are focused on your abundance here. Okay. Committed to your abundance. Let's change that. Look. She's, whoever this is sitting there too, staring at the wall, just kind of like this one's sitting there. So committed to doing nothing is something that's definitely here. Like, you're committed to not. It's funny because it says take action, but I don't think you're the one taking any kind of action here. This feels like you're committed actually to not doing that. So strange reading, strange way to read that. That's 7 of Cups in reverse, which is also not making a choice either. It can be like, none of those options are something that I'd want, or my mind is made up. It can be like that energy. Yeah, the Star. See, abundance in the stars is where you're focused on the future. You're focused on what's in front of you, what's ahead of you. You're focused on your healing. You're focused on your goals, your wishes. You have the hold on. The Magician in reverse. That can be like this thief here with the Magician in reverse. Like someone took from you, someone stole from you even. Page of Swords. I mean, I feel like for some of you, this is someone that may kind of try to get you to kind of dust this off. But I feel like this is just what you're doing, to be honest. I feel like the sad thing is the truth of this is you're not going to see any kind of return here. You're not going to see anything from this. I think you've just kind of accepted this. Let's just keep going. Gemini, Virgo, or that's what you're doing, next 30 days. You have Aquarius too. Okay. Now the 10 of Cups in reverse. I mean, this is about staying committed to knowing that you're not gonna get a satisfaction here with this. You're not going to see the return. There is no happily ever after in this situation, in the story. You've kind of just committed to knowing that, and nothing's gonna happen here, and acceptance and moving forward. That feels like. So 7 of Cups in the reverse. Look, the 3 of Cups is here. That's 10 Cups again. Yeah. There's this feeling of not having a choice, or not being interested, or The Three of Cups is like a relationship, okay? So it can also be like a reunion or my phone just messaged, so that could mean something. But this can be like a reunion, a celebration, or coming together here. But the Seven of Cups is when you're not interested in that. So I just feel like you're not interested in it anymore. Like you don't have a desire there. I think for a lot of y'all have healed from something. Temperance in reverse, it could have to do with being upset about a situation. Sagittarius energy. This is trying to find peace of mind, trying to make peace with something. This is you've healed your anger or your frustration when it comes to the situation. You're no longer in this place where you're like the world in reverse, like you're hoping for closure or trying to gather information or trying to figure out what the lesson is here or anything like that. It's like there's nothing left for you to figure out. And I feel like you're understanding, or you're just kind of settling with the fact that you're not going to get any kind of closure in this situation. And it's kind of like you're just holding on to that big old sword, the truth. That's just the truth, is you have to kind of pick yourself up here and move on. Yeah, Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is like you're not going to get. You're not going to get that apology. You're not going to get anything back in return. You're not going to get what it is that you're waiting for, you were hoping for here from the situation. And this is like having to just kind of dust it off and move on. And that's what's going on this next 30 days. But, so what's going to happen after that? I want to know more about this, because for you in this reading, basically in this next 30 days, it's going to be like no action is action for you. If that makes sense. Tell me more about that. What's going to happen here for how to... Yeah. So Nine of Cups in reverse. Six of Pentacles. The Lovers in reverse. I mean, this is kind of a sad reading. I'm just going to be honest, because it just... This just says everything to me. You're not happy you're not happy with the balance of how things are, the reciprocity or the equal give and take, or the fairness of a situation. Like, you're not happy with how things are. It's not the choice that you wanted for yourself or the choice that you wanted for the situation. But you also have this understanding that it's just whatever this is or was a mistake or something that just didn't align with you, wasn't meant for you. Yeah, it's the Ace of Cups. This could be a relationship that you're realizing was just not in alignment with you. I mean, this is sad because this is about facing reality. And I think some of y'all, you may have been kind of waiting for something, either that closure or that happily ever after or that something, and something you're realizing is nothing. You're waiting for nothing. And it's sad, but it's just like a numb feeling. I don't think there's a lot of emotion here like there once was. I think that's kind of gone, and you're in like this numbing phase of facing the reality of the situation and recognizing that things are just not going to be fair here. It's not what you wanted or what you've chose. But like it just wasn't in the cards. Or this is just the way that it happened. Yep. This is moving on. You have a Five of Pentacles here in reverse. So some of y'all may have been like hoping or been optimistic or just kind of had that last bit of hope for something. Even if that was just like some kind of breadcrumb here in something. But it's just like, man, it's just not going to happen. And you've lost that hope, and now you're moving on, having to just move on from it. It's just like knowing that you're going to have to close a chapter in your life that sucks, that's how you're going to have to end that chapter, but that's just the way it's going to happen. You just face that reality, and you're not happy about it, but it is what it is, kind of thing. But I mean, I feel like from this, you do get out of the feeling of feeling betrayed here, or feeling at a loss here, or, you know, you get out of that. You climb out of that feeling of lack, like you've lost something, you're losing something. Yeah, because the devil is in reverse. Because there were some toxicities that went on here that were out of your control. Capricorn energy, the Emperor in reverse. This is someone I feel like that was battling with their own demons here. I don't know why I want to say it like that, but you see these two have their back turned to each other with their arms crossed. And this is the Emperor in reverse and the devil. And that's just they're both not good. But this is like the Emperor here battling their own demons, you know, and this is kind of how you have to wrap this up in a way, and just to make sense of it and be able to move on from it. Which, yeah, death, that's the ending. Capricorn, Aries, Scorpio energy here. Yeah, Fool in reverse. Taught you a big lesson about taking risk. Taught you a big lesson about taking risks. There's that Ten of Swords. There's that betrayal or that loss. You feel like you've been, things have been stolen from you here, or from someone else. Hierophant in reverse. Three of Wands in reverse. This is when you try really hard to try to figure out why things happened in the way that they did. And the point of the matter is that there wasn't anything that you could do any differently, or there wasn't anything that you could have changed, because this is someone that was fighting with their own demons. They were going head to head with their own devils here. And this is how you're closing this cycle out, how you're understanding this, in order for you to be able to move on from this feeling of the lack, so that you can move forward. And some of you may have some pressure from others in this. Feel pressure from others in this. Maybe that's unintentional. It just could be connections around you that you feel like you don't have a lot of a choice here in this. You feel kind of pressured in some way. I don't know what that means, but something that's there. But you are moving on here. In the next 30 days, you're going to feel yourself like picking yourself up, and you are taking action. You're taking action towards moving on. Cycle is ending. Things are closing out. Okay. I just realized in pile 1, I told him I'd get an affirmator for him, and I didn't do it. So, dang it. What am I going to get now? For advice for y'all. What would sound like good sound advice for y'all here? You know what? I'm going to get a Soul Truth Oracle. I think that would probably be good. This was a harder reading. This can also look like taking what you gained from a situation, and someone may be taking advantage, but taking what you gained from a situation in order to be able to move on from it, release it, let go. Okay, this card says, how can I deepen my trust right now? Like surrender. See, I think this is what's difficult for you, because I said earlier is you may have waited for things to change, or someone to do something differently, or something like that in this, and it just wasn't happening for you. It just wasn't going. You had to surrender it. this is something that you just have to surrender. But you've always been kind of in a place to where you've been hoping for the best ending of the situation to occur. It says trust and surrender. Let go of the wheel. You can trust. You can trust yourself. Trust fully in yourself so that you can deepen your trust in others. Trust creates safety, and when we feel safe, we feel unstoppable. Let go and trust. Today, find your center in the chaos and be certain with yourself so that you can deepen your trust in others. So, this was a situation that somehow or another, if you don't just close this idea of this out, if you don't just get to a point where you just trust that everything worked out the way that it was supposed to, and this person's fighting with their demons or somebody is, it could be you fighting with your negative talk in some way, but this is basically saying that you've kind of understood where you sit with everything and you're just surrendering it over. That doesn't mean that the karma of the situation is not to be balanced out. You have to trust, that the karma will eventually balance itself out. It always does. Sometimes that takes some time, but it's just trusting and knowing that whatever's meant for you or right for you or is no longer for you or is not good or whatever the case should be, the universe is going to readjust and balance itself out. So wherever you are is where you're meant to be. It's settling into that knowing is how you surrender the situation and move forward. Let go of the wheel, And it's just sad. It's just like a solemn stillness. Like it just is what it is. And it's just sad. Give me some advice. Look, number 19, make a decision. Yeah, this is like a head over heart thing too. Like you can't get too far into your emotions here. And you have to be logical too. Are you choosing to prioritize yourself or another in the situation? Accept divine guidance pointing you towards your own joy. You deserve it. So this is really ultimately about you not allowing this to overtake you and overtake your way of living in the best possible way that you can. Because if you sit in this energy for too long, that's where you're going to end up, This is you looking out for yourself. I think that's really important here. Okay. You do have some abundance that's here. I didn't go into a lot of detail about that, but there is something to do with having abundance here. But you're just not, this has gotten in the way of you really being able to put full effort or focus on that. And okay, that's going to be changing. I'm not a morning person, so maybe you haven't been yourself. You haven't been able to have your regular routine or something like that. Feeling good like I should. Yeah, you haven't been feeling good like you should. Just let me adore you. You have the camera here, so definitely going through memories, going through the past. That might have been something that's been pretty emotional here. Knowing that things will change moving forward. You have the part of it the past. It's like being upset knowing that the past is the past and that's not something that you can relive again. But we can't sit in that, dark place. Okay. You have the turtle here, so that could be relevant for somebody, the turtle. But it can also just, take your time or going slowly. This has been a slow process. We have M-R, Mr. Can be a W as well. C-A-U, X, J, D, J-D can be relevant. V and Q. Car is right here. So is Max, CarMax. Huh. DJ. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave you here. Okay. So thanks so much guys for being here. Thanks for all your love and support. Good luck to you with this. Sending you so much love and light. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey pile 3. So if you chose number 23, Restore Innocence. So what's going to happen here with you with the next 30 days from when you're hearing this reading? I feel like this has to do with something about you maybe forgiving yourself. For some of you, this could just be the innocence being restored in a situation, you know, but most importantly, I feel like getting over something is something that's here. In order to restore innocence, you have to kind of see it in a different way as well. So, okay. With that being said, I'm going to read this part of just this little part in the book. This is going to set the mood for the reading. So, okay, it says, you were born with original innocence, not original sin. And that innocence keeps pace with you like an invisible companion. It's hoping right now to be noticed, loved. Like with all nature's creatures, original innocence is your birthright. And all you have to do is to look at a newborn to understand this. We don't love the baby because of what it has accomplished. We don't shame the baby for making messes or being loud or inconveniencing us. The child is a treasure, as is. Nothing but beingness required. Let the innocence carry you home to yourself when thoughts of guilt or shame creep upon you. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to get a few oracles. Okay, so we're going to start with the Moonology message oracles to see what's going to change in the next 30 days for pile 3. The changes that they'll go through the next 30 days for pile 3. You have the new moon energy with beginnings. So having some kind of new beginning is definitely something that we're seeing here. All of these colors, you know, it's like the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, the root chakra, like all of these colors mixed together. So when we're talking about changes, there's something here with new beginnings or a beginning where you're gonna feel more in control, I feel, and there's gonna be this passion or desire that comes back in. Also feel like that there's this urge to find, like, to be happy, or a feeling of being happy that's here, like taking control in this new beginning, trying to be happy, trying to find that, like that, yeah, restoring your innocence here in a situation. Okay. Let's get a Sacred Destiny Oracle, and then we'll get started with some regular oracles. I think I'm going to use the love oracles for y'all, but we'll see what comes out here. What else? What are the changes that are going to be coming in for pile 3? Changes that will be coming in for pile 3. Freedom. You're breaking yourself free from something. You're getting the courage and the confidence here to break yourself free from something. With innocence, restoring your innocence here. I just want to sing that Sparrow in a Hurricane song. Just started popping in my head, playing in my head. That song really consists of two people that are, like, basically she talks about having a head full of dreams and faith, and they can do anything, you know, but that's not the way that it works out once, like, reality starts to kind of hit. So I don't know if that means something to y'all, but that's what that song is, like, talking about. Sort of super old country song, but I think that's called Two Sparrows, but I can't remember. What is going to happen here in the next 30? Whoa. Okay, Secret Crush is here. I'm getting a different vibe off that card than I normally do. It feels more... I can't... Hold on. Soulmate, yeah. and breakup. Something's being revealed here. That's what I was going to say about this card, the secret crush. It feels more like an energy. Yeah, spiritual awakenings at the bottom. Something's being revealed to you about someone, and I think there's going to be some kind of separation here because you have freedom and separation. That could be part of the new beginning. Getting confidence and courage to move forward with this could be part of what we're looking at. Remember, if this isn't pertaining to love, this could just be about separating yourself from a tie to something or someone. So keep that in mind too. Breaking yourself free, new beginning. Spiritual awakening is about having an epiphany or life lesson, rebirth, and enlightenment here. Restoring innocence. The Tower just showed itself, like the way that it did is crazy. In reverse. So this is avoiding. You may walk away from something to avoid like ultimate disaster. I don't know what that means. Scorpio energy, you have strength here as well, which is a card I saw with these two tigers, you know, with the line. Leo and Scorpio here's here. Having strength or the courage to walk away from a situation that you either know is going bad or is going to go bad, or you don't see, like you're avoiding something here. You're avoiding some chaotic Tower moment. And strength is there because it's taking a lot of courage or a lot of patience or internal strength to be able to break yourself free from this. With this secret crush, there's some kind of deception around this. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is somebody else that's here, or if there's spying, or if there's some kind of secrets, or this is something that I feel like is in the dark in some way, shape, or form that may have led to this separation. There's a tie here between you and someone. So even if you're breaking yourself free, there's still like this, some sort of a contract that's still here in some way. If that makes sense. Okay. This is the Influence of the Angels Tarot that we're going to use. You have the Moon, Pisces, Cancer. Yeah, look at that. There's the Ace of Cups in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. This could have been a long-term relationship or something you had something solid here with someone. Taurus for me. Six of Cups in reverse. There could be kids involved in this, or let's keep going. Hold on. The Queen of Cups is here. Some of you, there's somebody else that's here in this in some way. Anyway. What's the Moon? The Five of Pentacles. This is kind of like not knowing, like feeling like you're missing something. Like you're missing something. Like you don't know what, you're not sure like what happened or why things are this way or why you're being abandoned or what you can't, like there's just like this thought of there's too much unknown or too many things that you can't see or understand here, and there's just too much. I don't know why I just want to keep saying that, but it's just like there's just too much stuff and it makes you feel at a loss. And so the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, the Six of Wands in reverse. You can't see the love here anymore, or you can't see it being a healthy relationship anymore. There's just too much stuff that's gone on here that you're sitting in an energy of lack around. You're having a hard time being able to see a relationship and see the good in the relationship or the good in the opportunity because of the all the other stuff that's going on here, or has gone on. Strength. It takes a lot to be able to recognize that, and part of this could be because of, I don't feel like you're innocent in the situation, like the card says. For some of you, and this could just have to do with the choices that you've made, right? But there's definitely this feeling of having to be strong, because also not wanting to be alone, or not wanting to feel like you're missing out on something. But you also, it's like you're trying to avoid a bigger disaster. And really recognizing that there's not love here, in the same way. Or what, like, this isn't, have you ever been in a relationship and, like, after you're in it for a while and you realize, like, is this love? Like, because I always feel alone, or I always feel a lack, or always, like, there's so much stuff that's gone on between us. It's like, at some point, when is it just familiar and there's not love there anymore? It's no longer innocent like this. And this restore innocence could just show, like, you restoring your innocence from being in or seeing a relationship where the innocence of it's been kind of taken away. I just smelled chlorine. It's weird. I smelled like a heavy pool chlorine, like walking into a hotel with the pool or something like that. And the chlorine's so strong, it just burns your eyes, That was weird. Which can be like cleansing, the thing. You have, High Priestess in reverse. Something's been exposed, shown to you in some way. It has to do with the lack of value or honesty or commitment or priorities, something responsibility-wise, something about an inability to be able to commit to someone or something, or them, like, you be able to look at them and say, yep, that's who I want to, that's a person I can trust right there. Something, not being smart, I like that something's been taken away, something's been shown. Pisces is there. Six of Cups in reverse. Has to maybe do with somebody's past, or the past between the two of you. Yeah, the Two of Wands, the choices and directions that you've taken in the past. And the thing is that there's some kind of contract that's here. There may be some choices that were made that you can't undo or unsee. That might be the contract that you still share with someone. Some of you, it just might be like, past choices are really putting a damper on this relationship, and it's really hard for me to move on past that, This is the Innocence, the Six of Cups. The Two of Wands is saying, well, hold on. Let me get this Queen of Cups over here. Cancer energy real quick. Well, goodness. Wasn't ready for that. It's the Three of Swords with the Queen of Cups. So this is like heartbreak. You know what this feels like? It feels like this is like something that breaks your heart because you do care about somebody. That's what this feels like. Like, this hurts because of the way that you see someone or how you care about someone. It hurts to walk away from somebody you love. But at some point, you have to look at someone and even if you see the innocence in that person, you have to recognize when that situation is hurting you. Despite the innocence that they carry. If they're an adult, we have to be able to look at ourselves and fix our own issues. Nobody else is going to be able to fix those for us, and you can only have so much sympathy, so much grace with someone before it starts turning into disrespecting yourself. And I don't know, I feel like something like that is going on here. I feel like it's difficult for you to move away from this. There's been something that's been exposed to you, something that you've been knowing for a while, I feel like, as well. And it has to do with seeing how you see someone. And how many times do they do certain things or whatnot where you realize it's not just, it's not innocent anymore. It's like, okay, now you really need to get it together, you know. it's not it's not like, I don't see it as sweet or innocent or funny or whatever like you once did. Now, like, okay, I'm expecting you to step up and be this committal, honest, loyal, respectful person, and now you're still in this playful kind of energy. It's time for you to kind of step out of that. I feel like that's something that's going on here. And there's an understanding, I feel like, that you're having of needing to have some sort of new beginning and needing to break yourself free from this. Because this, I think, is something that is kind of holding you down, making you feel anxiety or stress or lack, because there's this idea of like just waiting for the next tower moment or anticipating that in some way. This is a truth, okay, that's going to be exposed or spoken about a relationship, and recognizing that it's just not going to be successful. And I think there's been some decisions that need to be made here around this. Could be with contracts or commitments elsewhere. But there's definitely this hurtful energy, or knowing that you have to walk away from something is definitely painful. But it's also, I think you're looking out for yourself. I just think that you're taking care of yourself here, doing what you need to do. So, the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, you don't see the long-term vision or investment here. Three of Pentacles in reverse. It's a breaking a commitment. No longer wanting to work with someone, work something out. Yeah, the Nine of Swords in reverse, because it's causing too much stress or anxiety. You have a Knight of Wands, and the Six of Swords is about needing to get to a calmer place, needing to get away. This is, you see, you got the death in the boat here, which is not something you normally see, but he has that mask on, kind of like the plague, is coming, and so they're on the boat moving away, and it's they don't know it, but that death's in the boat with them. And so it's like you realize that no matter how many times you change or transition or do things differently, it's like the tower's always there, or death is always following you in some way. You can't get away from something. There's something here about not being able to get over it, not being able to get away from it. It's just going to follow you, and having to realize that it's not worth the investment. I mean, it's like you have to be able to recognize when something's wasting your energy, your time. Yeah, the Chariot, and get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there. Cancer energy with the Chariot. With the Three of Pentacles. This is like, I gotta get in this Chariot, and my God, I guess I am terrified, but I have faith that I'm doing the right thing for myself, and I need to, get myself out of this position. It's the Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah. This is recognizing that if you stay in this place, it's just going to be more stress, and that's not what you want. Who does? You have a Nine of Pentacles. There's that with the Emperor and the Sun. And the Ten of Pentacles. And the Star gets better. Temperance. There's the Seven of Swords in reverse with that King of Cups in the reverse and Three of Cups. For some of y'all, there was some sort of third-party interference here in this, or someone wasn't being honest here about something. They had an opportunity here elsewhere, in some way, shape, or form, and this has been what's exposed here, what's come out, and it's like you can't really unsee it or go back in any kind of way. As I say that, get a text message. You can't really unsee what you see. And so this is about you making peace with it, finding balance, healing from this, being focused on family, or focused on what's important here, and focused on the truth of the situation, taking control of it, and focused on what makes you feel valued, secure, safe, comfortable. Focused on yourself here. This is the Nine of Pentacles, which is the very independent energy. And, the Emperor in this Chariot's taking control of the Chariot. And that has to do with breaking a commitment, which somebody over here is heartbroken about. There's a heartbreak going on here. But it's also like, I can see it though, and I can feel this is something that it's just, there's a lot of anxiety and stress here. Tell me about that. Because you can't trust the situation or the person. Yeah, the Magician. You can't manifest with this person. And you know it. Yeah, the Lovers. I mean, my gosh, we just got stuff going on everywhere. Gemini, and lots of Gemini, Virgo. Look, Two of Swords in the reverse, and there's that Nine of Pentacles again. This is, in order for you to get anywhere, in order for you to find peace and accomplish something or get somewhere, it's like you have to do it on your own. This situation, you can't manifest something with this person or this situation. This is not what you wanted. You're breaking yourself free here from something or someone because of some things that you just can't move on from. And there are things in life and situations that you just cannot get past, There's some things that are somewhat unforgivable, at least as far as staying together goes. I mean, it's just the truth. The Six of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Nine of, no matter how innocent, yeah. Nine of Wands in reverse and the Hermit, Virgo, there's that Virgo, and the Six of Pentacles. This is giving up on something. You don't need any more thinking or insight, and this may be something that somebody is wanting you to do, is think about it some more, sit on it some more. Don't make any choices right now. I think you're just finally looking out for yourself, to be honest. You're ready for more. That's what it is. Number 40, you're ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make changes that you have been contemplating. So, there it is. It's like exactly what I'm saying here. I just feel like that this is something you've already been planning. So, if you haven't already been planning, like moving away from somebody or something, this isn't your reading. This is like you've already been in this process of making plans for this. It's just you just know that you want more in life than what this person is offering you, as far as, like, you've already had some stuff going on here with this person. Overcoming obstacles. Get back on your feet, gain strength from difficult situations, which is what we're seeing here. This is a hard thing to do. Rest, listen to your body, mentally and physically unwind. And deception, yeah. False illusions, security mindset, falling into bad habits. You're guys, the reason this restore innocence is here is because you're restoring your innocence within yourself. You're pulling yourself out of a bad situation that you've maybe tried to see a certain way, and you became repeating cycles here in some way, but there's certain things that are being shown to you at this time or in the next 30 days where you're just like, I mean, I can't unsee that. there's no way I can come back from that. And as hard as it is, because I don't think that you're the type of person that lets things go easily, as hard as it is, you're realizing you cannot fix this. And in order to avoid ultimate disaster, you know that you need to do what you need to do for yourself and break yourself free from this and move on. But it's difficult. Peace is here. Yeah, that's ultimately what you want here, is peace in your mind. And I think whatever this gone on here with this person, you do not have that. And you know that you won't have that with them, because they may be keep creating it. Peace and contentment are coming towards you, but yeah, you have to. You may have tried to restore the innocence within the dynamics of this relationship a lot, like, and kept trying to restore it. It just wasn't. The innocence is just gone. It's just gone because of whatever's occurred here. An invitation. Number 34. Step through the golden portal and into your own mastery to explore other dimensions. You are invited and you are ready. So you're definitely going on like a lone journey. I can tell you that. Something to do with, Frozen is here. Something to do with working on your own self, your own abundance, or you're just being free. We have 46 Frozen. Take this moment of standstill and use it to improve your situation and yourself. Remember, what's yours can't be taken away. Yeah. This is like looking at a relationship, right? Let's just talk about the magician and the devil and the lovers real quick. Well, this could have been like a devilish kind of relationship, right? But that being said, it's like you manifested. At some point, you may have thought this is what you wanted. This is what you manifested. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I was wanting. But then something happens and you're like, okay, well, that's a setback, but learning and growing, here we go. And then something else happened and you're like, okay, let's try this again. We could still restore the innocence of the relationship here. And then something else happened. And then you realize that this person is not changing their behavior. And no matter how much effort or how many chances that you give them or something like that, they're just not changing their ways. They're not changing their behaviors. At some point, you have to look at it and go, you know what? I don't think this is my divine counterpart. I do not think that the universe is going to send me somebody that can't get their ish together, no matter how many chances I give them. This feels like a pattern, and you want to break yourself free from that. And that's what you're doing. You don't want to be in your head. You don't want to have anxiety. You don't want to have to relive pain. You know that you can't trust this person. This relationship's and the innocence gone from it. And you're changing. Searching for peace. Okay. So let's get some initials and charms. We've got a lot of charms. Do we even get any initials? We have one A and an I. AI. There you go. Is that all? Hold on. Let's get a few more. Well, there's an M or a W that just didn't want to stay in the bowl. AIM. It went over there. We have both. M and a W, I guess. We have T, D, and J here too. You have mad right there. Okay, so let's take a look at all these charms that we have. Life's what you make it. Yeah. You have this is why it's difficult. There's memories that are here. But that's also why it's difficult to stay too. You know what I mean? I'm working on myself, for myself, and by myself. So that's definitely this reading. We have I'm not a morning person. We have feeling good like I should. We have the peel here, so this may be a hard pill to swallow, making this choice. Look, we have the peace pin, peace through service. You have the peach here, so you may fancy someone's booty or they may fancy yours. This can also be like Georgia can be important here as well. Yeah, okay. And then you have the turtle. So taking it slow, going in the right direction, taking your time. All right. Okay, so I'm going to leave you right here. So thank you so much, pile 3. I hope this helps. Good luck to you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 4. So if you chose number 41, allow anger. Okay. So I'm going to read the little portion of the book. It says, anger's fire is fueled for change. So this is the number 5, which is about change, but we're also talking about changes. Change is ahead in the next 30 days. So this may be some kind of anger here that can help fuel you to want to change something. So it says, too little fire, and we risk becoming listless or depressed. Too much, and we risk our peace of mind being consumed by wrath, or worse, bitterness. The invitation in this moment is to find the creative power in your anger. Anger is a sacred fire denied to many of us. We're encouraged to be compliant and agreeable, even when it's not in our best interest. What change can you invite? What injustice can you transform into justice through giving anger its voice? Allow sacred fire to have its space. Feed what is no longer vital into the fire so that you can be reborn into new life. So this has to do with you being a little angry about something. I think you may be just a little bit angry about something. We're going to see if we can figure out what is going on here in the next 30 days. I think that you maybe been keeping this to yourself or trying to keep it closed off or trying to tame it in some way. And there's this feeling here of needing to express yourself, okay? A desperate need to express your anger, which is not what we're used to hearing, like that card says. Okay. This is the Moonology Message Oracles. Pick one of these to get started. Take a risk. We have the Moonflower here. So needing to take a risk here as far as expressing yourself, as far as allowing for the anger. I think it's going to result in some changes, like that card said. This is the Sacred Destiny Oracles. Pull one of these. Stand still. Oh, I just heard I'm right here waiting in my head. I'm right here waiting. I just heard that in my head. I'm going to use something a little different for y'all as far as the oracles going. These are called the Love Oracles, which what isn't, you know. Oop, oop. Okay. Take a look and see what that says. Playing games and moving secretly. All right. Tell me about this for pile 4. What exactly are those changes that are coming for pile 4? Main woman. Nobody else has my attention. You're the one that I want. Hold on. Gift. Soul contract. I wasn't expecting that. But to look how she is, you know, and look how she is. Okay. Change. No kidding. At the bottom. Wasn't expecting this energy here. Why is anger here out with this? Change. Your love has transformed me. I'm forever changed. Soul contract. My soul recognizes the sacred contract to fulfill. Gift. Here's a small gift of token of my love. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. You may be at a standstill here with somebody, and this may be somebody taking a risk towards you. For some of you, this is someone you already know, but for some of you, this is like a brand new person that you don't know. But for those of you where this is someone you already know, I do feel like that there is this anger influence here. So for whatever reason that is, could be why things are at a standstill. Whatever the anger is pertaining to, okay? Whatever's occurred here, I'm sure we'll pull it out in the cards. Let me go ahead and get the tarot because I haven't. Imagine that. We're going to use the Doodle Tarot. Well, I do get it out. I just leave it. I forgot to put it on the desk next to me. Okay, everybody asked me about this deck. They don't make them anymore. Actually got it right when she was making them, but you could have got it off Etsy. There's another Doodle Tarot on Amazon. It's not the same. What is this one? This one's by Magically Bree. And I cannot find it anymore, so. But I don't take reversals in this deck. So keep that in mind. If it comes out reverse, I will change it. Shouldn't, but if it does. Okay. Okay. I didn't even get a chance to ask. We have the Eight of Wands here. Communication coming in, guys. King of Pentacles here on the table. You have the High Priestess. And the Four of Cups. Somebody's breaking their silence here. And the Chariot. Trying to take control of the situation. Coming in with communication. Trying to make something happen here. This is somebody, I feel like this is someone that's angry with the situation. I don't feel like this is you. I feel like this is somebody that's angry with the situation. Also, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't feel like this is someone new either. If it is someone new, it's someone newer, but you already know them. Maybe you just haven't had a relationship with this person. They're communicating here with you. King of Pentacles is Capricorn. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. This is someone that you may already have known from like there's a long-term relationship here. For some of you, this could even be your spouse. Anyway, wanting to make changes in the situation. Maybe you've not been talking with each other. That's interesting. Okay, so this is someone coming in, and they're coming in to offer you everything. So this is someone that has something to offer here too. So keep that in mind. That's who this is. High Priestess, the Four Swords. All these fours. Fours, the Chariot is all Cancer. And number 4, fourth house, talks about home and security and say, this is somebody that's wanting to secure something, secure a contract, secure something here with you. This is somebody, even if they're not in this, like they have this Ten of Pentacles, they're definitely someone that wants to bring that to the table. Like, this is what they want. They want long-term commitment. But there's a lot of anxiety around this. Why is there so much anxiety here? Four of Justice, Libra. Something's going on here this person's sitting with. This could be somebody that regrets not asking you out the first time they had the chance, or someone that you were with and they screwed things up. You know, I don't know. Just knowing that there is some regrets that went on here. This is part of... This is somebody who wants to communicate some kind of plans with you, okay? What they're planning on doing. Want to communicate their plans. Five of Swords. What? What is going on here? This person feels all over the place. This is somebody that's gonna, I mean, here's where the anger comes in. It's the direction of things. This feels like, no, we're gonna do this my way kind of feeling here to it. Hey, George. How you doing, buddy? George is my cat, just so y'all know. Gemini's down here. Yeah, 5 cups. This is somebody that's upset because they feel like they don't want what's happening to happen. They don't want what's happening to happen. This is what they're going to communicate to you. I don't want to be in this position. I don't want to be, going through this or whatever these changes are. This is not where I want to be. King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles. Let me keep going real quick. Why is that High Priestess that? Some of y'all, this could be your like maybe you're divorced. Separation. I don't know, but the 9 of Cups. This is somebody that's stressing out because they still have, or they have emotion for you. They have feelings for you. This is part of why they're angry. This is why their energy's so off, because I feel like they have these emotions or feelings and they don't. Everything's at a standstill. They don't have anywhere to put them. I feel like this person is not where they want to be. This is something I think they're going to communicate to you. I also feel like they may communicate this feeling of feeling alone or feeling like they're missing you. This is weird right here because the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles is obviously, everything, having everything and anything that you want right there and being safe and secure. The 5 of Pentacles is the complete opposite of that. Y'all do have the 5 here. You already have fives out on the table. So definitely there's a wake-up call or an aha moment that's taken place that's caused these changes. But I feel like this feels like an energy of things changing and you don't have any say-so in it in some kind of way, when it's changing and it's just going to change. And this is somebody that's kind of wanting to have some kind of control with this or stop it in some way. This feels like somebody doesn't want to lose you. But they're also having some difficulties here, being who they want to be. I feel like where they are or where they've been is not who they are, who they want to represent themselves as, or who they want to be. This is someone that does have a lot of feelings here, and they keep these things to themselves. But they also just don't know what to do with it. 3 of Wands. I do feel like that this is someone that does regret putting distance between the two of you, if that's something that they've done. They regret the distance that's here between the two of you, or they feel at a loss because there is distance between the two of you. And if there wasn't, maybe things could be different or would be better or more fair or something like that. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. This is somebody that's coming in, fighting for their position. I feel like this is somebody that's not wanting to lose you. I do feel like that this person's coming in very optimistic or pessimistic is what I wanted to say. But they're taking a risk. And this could be you. I could be reading your energy, of course. I feel like I'm not, but how are you feeling towards this? This is what these changes are going to entail, is this communication is going to have a profound effect on whatever it is that you're experiencing at this time. And yes, this is someone else that's here, of what you're experiencing or going through. That's very obvious. This is somebody that's wanting a solid opportunity to have a new beginning here with you, wanting this chance to kind of make things right or get things moving in a good place. And they're going to fight you for it. How are you feeling about or seeing this person though? Okay. 2 of Wands. You have to make a choice here. It says make the choice to stay or go. So you know you have to make a choice here. Ace of Swords. It's telling you be honest with yourself. You want to try to make the correct decision here. And the Sun. Remember I talked about you expressing yourself? This is an opportunity for you, and you're going to have in the next 30 days, there's going to be an opportunity for you to express yourself. Express how you perceive things, where you are, how you feel, even if that's anger. Express all of that. Get that out on the table. Don't let anybody gaslighting you into how you really feel or what really happened or how you experience the situation, okay? This is important. Really important. It's going to help you to know which decision to make, because this person's, their reaction or their communication around it. The 7 of Swords. The behavior around it. Around how you present your story. The truth of where you're at. 3 of Pentacles. I don't think this person was sneaky around commitment with you in some way or shape or form. There was some kind of lies, manipulation, something going on there around the, contract that the two of you shared to rely and be trustworthy towards one another. There was some kind of shadiness around that. 9 of Pentacles. And you have to try to figure out if you're better off alone. That song just started playing in my head. The 2 of Swords, you have to make this decision. You're going to be feeling like this is difficult. What is going on here? I think this is the third reading, maybe the second, where there was a storyline. This feels very different, though, but this feels like a really different circumstance. Anyways, you're going to have to face your fear here and make a decision. I feel like as far as being alone, you already know you can do it on your own. 8 of Pentacles. You already know that you can accomplish things, or you can be independent, or you can do this on your own. So that's not an issue for you here, right? Expressing your truth is really, 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 really important. I can't even express that enough, because whenever you express your truth, especially pertaining to why you're upset in the first place and the emotions around that, you're going to be able to see this person's reaction, and that's what's going to help you make that decision. So that's why it's so important. A 10 of Wands. This is going to be a hard decision to make. Changes will come. Well, look at that. Sex is there with miracles on top of that. Some shadiness went on here. Be careful of this person too, just trying to get whatever they can from you. What is their true intentions of this? It feels sincere, but it also feels like it can go into strategic very deliberately. If this person, if they don't hear what they want from you, I don't know. That's why I'm saying the reactions are so important here. It's like knowing when someone's just saying what they need to say in the moment to get past that, or when they really mean it. You have to be able to know the difference there, and you will. Tell me about this person. What's their underlining energy here? Ace of Pentacles. The Devil. The Queen of Wands, or Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, there's your counterpart out there. Yeah, be careful of this. The Two of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. The Fool. This, I feel like this person, guys, I don't like that energy. I shouldn't even went there. I should not have even have went there. I should have let y'all just figured that out on your own. Why did I do that? I don't know. You got the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, which is the card of making a choice. You need to be firm here in this choice. Be solid, be firm, be assured of what it is that you're willing to put up with here in this situation. What's this person's underlying energy of what they really want? Well, I can tell you one thing. They do have resources on their mind. They're thinking about their life and what that entails and what being with you entails and how that makes maybe things easier on them. There's this feeling of that here. But I don't like the Fool and the Queen of Pentacles at all, because that to me looks like with the Devil being so close to it. There's intentions of fooling you or seeing you as a fool or something like that, and that's why I don't. I also feel like there's some kind of innocence about you that this person, I don't know if they play off of that. I just don't I get a bad feeling about it. I just don't like it. Also don't like the Two of Pentacles being next to the Ace of Pentacles either. Because that looks like somebody that's wanting you as their this option, this main woman, but they also may have other things that are part of their priorities as well. This person has options. I feel like for some of you, I just don't like the feeling I feel. Let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. Why did I grab that? I don't know. It's not what I wanted. Where's the other deck? Oh, right in front of my face. I'm not telling you any... Guys, just so you're aware in this reading, if I'm saying anything to you that you're like shocked or appalled or had no idea, that's not your reading. Don't try to make that fit. This is, obviously you're in this angry energy, you're in this energy because you already know everything. So, don't, you know, don't try to make something fit if it's not your story. What's going on here that I'm missing here from this? Gift. It's here twice. Okay. So what about that? Oh, this person's going to offer you something. It could be a solid commitment. Yeah, making something official here, perhaps. That could be the 10 and the King. This could be somebody like wanting to offer you a solid commitment, a journey. Perhaps maybe they're moving closer to you or something like that's there. Yeah, change is at the bottom. Second time here. 3 times, really. So yeah, definitely this could be somebody that's offering you like to move, for a commitment, making something official. They're gonna offer. This feels like somebody's just gonna offer you everything to make everything better. Take the risk, because they're trying to hold on to this, but they're reasoning behind why they're trying to hold on to it doesn't feel good. I didn't see any cups there, to be honest with you. Let's get some advice. I accidentally pulled this card. And compromise is needed is right next to it, showing out. It says, I'm acting like I don't care about what happened between us, but I do. I just want to appear unbothered. This could be something that this person says to you. Because they may just come in acting like they care a whole lot all of a sudden. And you're like, what? Why? All of a sudden you care now. I don't understand. There's something else that's going on there. Something to do with resources or just something. I'm going to find it. I'm nosy like that. I want to see what it is. Don't y'all? There's something else that's here. Please don't listen to this. If it's not your story, it's not your story, okay? What is it? What does this person really want? What are they? Too busy winning and cyberbully. Too busy winning and cyberbully. You're being bullied online or They've suffered from it. Too busy winning. Cyberbully. Something's going on with this person. Somebody's watching them. Threatening. Threatening, intimidation, and bothered. They're being like, somebody's watching them or threatening them in some kind of way as far as taking something away. Maybe saying something about them, taking something away. This obviously is, again, not everybody's story. Travel could have to do with moving or traveling or too busy winning. Cyberbully. A third party energy's here. We saw that earlier. Be careful if this isn't just somebody that's good. Somebody around them they may have done something wrong to, and that person's threatening to take something away from them. Thief is here, yep. That could be part of the story, and that could be why this person's coming towards you in the way that they are, so just be careful of that if that's the case. Let's get some advice. Just don't let this person's burdens be your burdens is what I want to say, okay? Make sure you ask a lot of questions here. Get nosy, I would say. Definitely. Get nosy. No rush. Second time I've seen this. 27. Put your heart into it and don't rush. There are valuable lessons along the way. They will prepare you for the future. So don't rush. You saw all those decision cards. This is saying don't rush into making a decision, and see how this person reacts to that as well. That can always tell you something too. Not prepared. Number 26. You're navigating a tricky situation. Create or reconsider your game plan before moving forward. And love resurrection. Number 51. A past lover is returning into your life. Listen to your intuition and be open to this reunion's lessons and blessings. So, again, this may be very unexpected too as well, the way this comes in. Something's up. You're going to know it. I feel like immediately. Divine assistance is here, number 54. Accept the help that the angels are sending you to assist you in your endeavors. You don't have to fight this battle alone. This is going to put some stress on you. This is someone that something's going on in their life for some of you, and this is why they're coming towards you and wanting to commit to you and wanting this and wanting that all of a sudden. Be careful here. Ask a lot of questions. This is someone that's being resurrected here. So, unfortunately, I know some of y'all don't like hearing when past stuff comes back around, but I'm telling you about some stuff that's going to happen. Perhaps you just need to be aware of. So if it doesn't happen, great. Good for you. I mean, that's probably better off, right? But this is what it's on the table, so I can't change that. It's just saying, be careful about going backwards, and don't rush into something, and watch this person's energy, the way that they communicate and do things, and if it feels like they're in a hurry or they're trying to push something, or just, be cautious. Someone that doesn't have ill intent or someone that doesn't have hidden motive won't push something onto you. They'll allow you to take a step back and give you the time that you need. So just, keep that in mind there. Okay. I feel like I just keep repeating myself, but I'm worried for y'all. Let's get some overall advice, and then we'll get some initials to close here. Tell me overall advice for pile 4 about this, please. Y'all got 2 cards. One of them says get your power back. And then you have increase your knowledge. Yeah, ask questions. That's number 15. That's the devil. Okay. Education brings opportunities. Take a course, pick up a book, find a mentor to teach you what your soul longs to know. Number 13 is death and tarot. So we're talking about Scorpio energy, change, transformation. What you need to change here in this, get your power back from the situation. Don't let your anger control you. Use it to protect yourself. You have forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. Okay? All right. Let's get some news. Well, this isn't what I was expecting. Boy, we kind of went, this was a roller coaster reading, right? Do y'all feel that way? I feel that way. That turtle has showed himself in almost every single pile. Look, long distance. Did I say that in y'all's reading? Something here is going on. This could be somebody that is at a distance from you. That's why that moving was there and travel. Long distance relationship or someone that has been at a distance. Maybe there's been distance between the two of you, but you have a turtle here, so try to slow things down or take things slow if you don't know what to do, if you're confused. Love yourself first. That's always important. Just let me adore you. Be careful of that. That's a lot of that love bombing kind of feeling of all the gifts. Why now? You know, why is that now? Should ask yourself that. WCGORMBASC. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave y'all here. Hope this helps. Good luck to you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for all your love and support and kindness, of course. And good luck. Really, I'm sending you so much love and light. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.